Hi everyone, this is Warwick from Casual Chess. I started this YouTube channel because I'm interested in improving my chess over time. I'm not very good, but I'm going to get better. At least that's the plan. So I'm playing a couple of 10-minute games, and we'll see how and if I improve over time. So I'm playing this guy in a Hungarian opening at the moment, symmetrical variation. I don't think I've played the opening before, but we'll have a go. Looks like one of these hyper-modern type openings where you control the center of the board using the pieces at the side. Now he's offering a bit of a gambit there. Do I try and protect that pawn? I'm thinking after a move like N to C6, he plays something like Queen to E2. No, that wouldn't work. I think it's a risk. Do I want to try and hold on to it? I want to say yes, but just lightly. I'll play Nc6 just to try and defend it, but mainly to develop that piece, get it out onto the board. Prevents me from playing C5 to protect it with a pawn, but that I'm less comfortable with. Jeez, he's offering more pawns, more pieces. I'm going to keep taking him at this stage. He's going to take with that knight, I suspect. And I'm going to take again with the fianchettoed bishop. That was a good piece, and it could have remained so, but he's got an isolated pawn there now, and I'm thinking that could be a good target for me. I'm going to look to develop now. I want that knight from G8 onto the F6 square possibly. Let's wait and see how he responds. For me it'll be something like bishop to B2. I'm wondering whether he might just castle though. Okay, here's a conundrum. Do I retake? The tendency at a low ELO ranking is just to get some pieces off the board. I don't think I'll do that because that'd give him the opportunity to retake with his C-pawn and hold down the center a bit. Instead, I think I'm going to look at something like what about Queen to C5? Queen to C5 means that I could take that pawn if he attempts to take with a knight, my knight, because Queen to C5, he retakes, and then I retake that with check, and then back down, or I retake. Let's just play it out. I think we're going to play Queen to C5. As I said, guys, I'm not very good at playing chess. It's something I guess I've recently rediscovered as a bit of a passion, and I'm not expecting to be good at it or commentating, I must admit, so hopefully you can bear with me. I do think that was his best move there. Now I'm going to look at developing the knight to E7 there. Knight to E7 in my mind is nice because if he takes, then I can retake with a knight. However, if he takes with a knight, I retake with a knight, and then he plays his C-pawn forward. Not so comfortable here. I think we'll play d6. d6, slightly defensive move, looking to prevent the attack using the e5 pawn. It also provides a little outpost for a potential knight on e5 later, although it could be kicked. Looks like that's what he might want to push. I think I'll use this opportunity to castle, get my king across to safety there. Sorry about that noise, that's just my chair moving around. Bit of a queenside attack there for him. I'm not feeling threatened at all, really. I'm thinking that if he plays something like knight to b5, then I can simply play something like my own knight to a5. I'm going to play the bishop to e6. I'm still thinking e5 is going to be an option. e5, I take. He takes that pawn there with his bishop. So what if e5? Alright, in the short term, I'm going to look to protect myself from him getting his rook to the f file there. f3, rook lift, I think is what he was trying to do. Alright, I think I'll move my knight there to e5. If he fails to notice, then I do have a fork there between the rook on e3 and the bishop on b2 with my knight by placing it on c4. It's an option. Not worried about this bishop because if takes, then retakes. Opens up my rook. Gives me quite a solid attack on the king there. Nothing substantial yet. Again, still not afraid of something like Nb5 at this point. Looks like I can play that fork. He's got the option of something just like rook back to e2, but I don't think that's really what he wanted to play. Oof, didn't see that coming. But I'm not sure if he realizes he's played the aggressive move there, but I can just take with the knight. If I take with the knight and he retakes with the rook, what's he got? He's lost a piece. Take, take, retake. Still not worried about that bishop. May have to develop that knight into the game back via the c6 square. I don't like that. Okay, I've got a pin there of the rook to the king. see how he responds to that. I suspect it will be knight back to d4. Another option is simply queen to d4. But if queen to d4, I think... Ooh. Okay, he didn't see that pin, and he didn't see the check that comes with it. I will take that piece. Now he is trying to attack that c7 square there with the knight, but to be honest, I'm just going to check him there with the bishop. My queen is in no danger of being lost here without being traded off at least, and it looks like the only way for him to block, actually, pardon me, is with his queen there. It's going to be game over. I'll take with the bishop. Pawn check, I'll take there with the knight. And we'll just hope he resigns so I don't have to continue using all my time up. No, he wants to keep playing, that's fine. It's going to be a mate in about 2. Bishop there. He's got nowhere to run and nowhere to stop this. It's going to be queen to c2 on the next move for a checkmate. Got him. Lovely. Okay, I'm going to pause the recording there and we'll come back on again in the analysis. See you soon. Okay, we're back on with the analysis now. So I've just run the chess.com analysis of that game, and it looks pretty good for us here. We did have a couple of mistakes, and at one point, this other fellow, I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name, Iruru, was at 1.38, but we got him quite quickly after he lost that piece. I believe that was here. He played his bishop from b2 to a3, didn't realise he lost the piece there, and it all kind of fell apart. Let's check back in on the report. Looks like my accuracy was very high there. Accuracy is a score measuring, okay, it's out of 100. 97.3. Not sure I believe that. I did have 2 inaccuracies and 1 mistake, but good win. We got in front there. If we look at the score, how that changed over time, struggled to keep pace with him in the early middle game until it fell apart right in the middle of the middle game, and then the end game was just a disaster and it was very easy. Okay, let's look at the themes. Fianchetto, that was early in the game there, not so much for the rest of it. Pawn Island though, that was a major theme through the game. Let's check that out. Ever since he played that gambit, yeah, I had that pawn, and I don't know if the idea itself was wrong, but he just couldn't keep it there. He couldn't play that like I think he intended to play that. And when I was able to get an additional pawn up, it was all downhill because I developed that pawn island, as you're seeing on the screen now. Some worry in the middle game for me, and he was ahead, but he did play some inaccuracies. Now this is interesting. When he played there bishop b2, I actually thought that was his best move at the time, but it wasn't. His best was to castle. So what did I play from here? Bishop b2, I believe I played Nge7. I did. Nge7 is the best move, good. Then he castles, no problem. d6, d6 is good. What was better? Castling. Now I played d6 as a prophylactic sort of defensive type move, but it seems to be saying that no, there were no issues there that I really needed to worry about. Castling was best. Okay. We'll flick through a bit further and I'll switch back to the score there. Now that move there for me, b to e6, why did I play that? I think I was wanting to develop the piece. Don't remember actually. Queen c4 was better. Why was queen c4 better? Well, he then played re3, which is a mistake, but okay. The real issue would have been E5. E5 was best for him. Now what do I have available to me there? D takes. Knight takes. Knight takes. Then bishop A3. Queen takes. Ah, I see. So that's a skewer there with that bishop. See, d6 is not so good because if I'm forced to retake, he's got that skewer, and I see that this knight take was just an in-between move there. Not good. I missed that. Okay, I think that just about sums it up. We could have done better there, but I think I'm improving. I played the best move there, it says 64% of the time. Accuracy was pretty good. Total difference, I actually don't know what that represents these days, but I'll check into it. I was lower, I was better, but could have been better still. That's actually, if we take a look, 3 wins in a row on this new account, although this may be the first video I upload. Still scoping out my video production, trying to get used to things. Hope you can understand. Yeah. Well, we'll get better, we'll get quicker, we'll get faster, we'll get more accurate. That's the plan. Okay, well, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.